As the world continues to evolve economically, some nations are experiencing remarkable growth, outpacing the global average. In 2025, several countries are poised for substantial expansion, driven by factors such as resource discoveries, economic reforms, and strategic investments. According to the latest projections from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, South Sudan, Guyana, and Libya lead the pack as the fastest-growing economies this year. Let's dive into the top 10 economies that are set to make headlines in 2025. Number 10. Bhutan. Rounding out the top 10 is Bhutan, with a projected growth rate of 7.2%. The country's economic progress is driven by hydropower exports, sustainable tourism, and government-led development programs aimed at improving infrastructure and social services. Bhutan's commitment to environmental sustainability and gross national happiness as an economic metric has attracted international funding and investments in green energy projects. The country is also benefiting from regional trade agreements with India and other neighboring nations, boosting its economic prospects. Number 9. Macau SAR. Macau, a special administrative region of China, is experiencing a strong comeback with 7.3% economic growth, primarily due to the resurgence of its gaming and tourism industries. As travel restrictions ease, Macau is once again attracting visitors from around the world, boosting its hospitality and entertainment sectors. The local government has also been making efforts to diversify its economy by investing in financial services and technology-driven industries to reduce reliance on gaming revenue. Number 8. Niger. Niger, one of Africa's fastest-growing economies, is projected to expand by 7.3% in 2025. Investments in agriculture, mining, and infrastructure development are key drivers of this growth, helping the country improve its economic resilience. Uranium mining plays a significant role in Niger's economy, as the country is one of the world's top producers of this critical resource. Additionally, international funding from organizations such as the World Bank and African Development Bank has contributed to improvements in infrastructure and social services, further strengthening economic growth. Number 7. Uganda. Uganda's economy is booming with an expected 7.5% growth rate, largely due to infrastructure development and a rapidly expanding services sector. The country is also making strides in its oil industry, which is expected to boost revenues significantly in the coming years. Uganda's agricultural sector, which employs a large portion of its population, has also benefited from government initiatives promoting modernization and export-driven growth. Investments in renewable energy and improved transportation networks have further supported the nation's rapid expansion. Number 6. Sudan. Despite ongoing political and economic instability, Sudan is set to grow by 8.3% in 2025. The country is working on stabilizing its economy through reforms, foreign aid, and efforts to improve its agricultural and energy sectors. Sudan's gold mining industry has been a significant contributor to its economic recovery, with increased exports generating much-needed foreign exchange. Additionally, government-led economic liberalization policies and debt relief programs from international financial institutions have helped restore investor confidence in the country. Number 5. Palau. This Pacific island nation may be small, but its economic prospects are bright. With a growth forecast of 8.5%, Palau's economy is thriving due to the revival of tourism after the pandemic and increased foreign investments in marine resources and hospitality. The government has focused on sustainable tourism, attracting eco-conscious travelers and high-value visitors to support economic growth. Strategic partnerships with international organizations and neighboring countries have also facilitated infrastructure improvements and job creation. Number 4. Senegal. Senegal is rapidly emerging as a West African economic powerhouse, with a projected 9.3% growth rate in 2025. The country's expansion is driven by its oil and gas sector, infrastructure projects, and an increasingly diversified economy that includes agriculture and tourism. Senegal's participation in regional trade agreements and its investments in transportation and energy sectors have positioned it as a major economic player in Africa. The government's commitment to structural reforms and economic liberalization has further encouraged foreign investments. Number 3. Libya. Libya's economy is bouncing back with an expected growth rate of 13.7%. As political stability improves, the country is witnessing a resurgence in oil exports, which account for a significant portion of its GDP. Libya's economic recovery is crucial for rebuilding its infrastructure and boosting employment opportunities. In addition to oil, Libya has been exploring diversification strategies, including expanding its agriculture and renewable energy sectors to reduce dependence on hydrocarbons. Increased foreign investments in these sectors, along with ongoing government initiatives to rebuild the banking and financial sectors, are expected to contribute to long-term sustainable growth. Number 2. Guyana. Guyana continues to reap the benefits of its recent offshore oil discoveries, which have turned it into one of the world's fastest-growing economies. With a projected GDP growth of 14.4%, the South American nation is experiencing an economic transformation as billions of dollars flow into its energy sector, attracting global investments. Beyond oil, the government is making efforts to diversify its economy by investing in infrastructure, agriculture, and tourism. Improved governance and financial management are helping to ensure that oil revenues are channeled into sustainable development projects. Number 1. South Sudan. Topping the list is South Sudan with an astonishing projected GDP growth rate of 27.2%. This surge is primarily fueled by the country's oil sector, which remains the backbone of its economy. However, the rapid growth follows significant challenges, including the spillover effects of the ongoing conflict in neighboring Sudan. The war has disrupted trade, displaced populations, and created humanitarian crises that have impacted economic stability. Despite these setbacks, South Sudan is experiencing a strong recovery, driven by increased oil production, foreign investments, and efforts to strengthen infrastructure and trade partnerships. Additionally, international aid and development programs focused on rebuilding key sectors such as agriculture, education, and public services are helping stabilize the economy. The government is also working on peace-building initiatives to ensure long-term economic sustainability. While these economies are soaring, the global average GDP growth is expected to be around 3.2% in 2025. These top-performing nations demonstrate how resource wealth, strategic investments, and sectoral diversification can lead to economic prosperity. Each country's unique growth trajectory highlights the importance of sound governance, foreign investments, and sustainable development in driving economic expansion. With shifting global dynamics and economic policies, it will be interesting to see how these countries sustain their growth in the years to come. For now, they remain the world's rising stars, shaping the future of the global economy.